Hello guys, welcome to another video. We are going to look at Nasdaq. We looked at this one not so long ago, but we're just going to have a follow-up analysis because the structure has changed a little bit. So make sure that you watch until the end so that I can tell you exactly where this thing is most likely to go from where it is. Are we going to break it? Are we going to push to the downside? We'll find out about that. So let's go. All right, so we're going to start with the highest time frame just to check if the structure still looks the same that side or if it has changed. So this is what we have when this broke. It doesn't have a lot of candlesticks, but it's fine. So on this time frame, we can definitely see that the price is bearish, right? And it being bearish, we have got the bearish trend line that you can put here, which is being challenged, but is most likely going to be broken because now we're only left with 1 day before the month ends or before this candlestick closes, right? But that does not take away the fact that we are now touching the resistance, which means that even if the trend line can be broken, it does not mean that you can just go and buy and say I'll exit up there, because you know this time frame or these structures on higher time frames, they are very strong. It's not something that you can just break in J. So as things stand, we will be here consolidating, checking if ever we're gonna create a new low or a new high. So this is gonna be our reference on the higher time frame, but for now we are still very much bearish because this one we took out. We're most likely gonna go to the next one, but the fact that the bears also are not so strong because they failed to protect their trend line. So we will see as we're moving down to the smaller time frames, we'll check out what's happening here. But for now, we will say that we still remain bearish and we will struggle to take out this one. But at the same time, creating a new low is going to be a challenge because they failed to create this. So the ones that are pushing down are also not so fully in control. So let's check what we have on weekly. On weekly, we had said that the price had broken the bearish trend line. If you still remember, we had a very nice bearish trend line here when the price was moving to the downside, and we took it out. And I'm just not sure, let's just confirm with the resistance if we broke it. We also went above the resistance. Not sure if you can see that, but we actually went higher than it. Let me zoom in and show you. You can see that we definitely created a high that's higher than this one here. Let me just put it exactly there. Yes, we created a high that's higher than that, which means we broke the resistance and we broke what we call the trend line. So now it means our resistance, the weekly chart is bullish. So it being bullish, it allows you to have a nice bullish trend line here, and the nearest zone you have on this time frame, which is your support, will be here. So this is a very strong support that pushed the price up. It broke the bearish trend line and it broke the resistance, so meaning it's a very, very strong one. And now the price here, it touched the monthly resistance. Remember, it touched that, and now we're having these bearish rejection candlesticks, which means the price, should it come here, you are more than welcome to search for buy trades, but you need to make sure that you get some nice confirmation that this will be a very nice trade if you get that one from here. Because remember, as much as we said that on our monthly the trend line is being challenged, we are testing the resistance, but at the same time we said that the bears are not so fully in control because they are failing to defend that trend line there. So if we take out that trend line, it means that even though the bulls on monthly haven't yet taken out the resistance, let's just go back, haven't yet taken out the resistance, but they would have at least taken out the trend line, which means they are also in it to win it. So it means that if the price comes here, you will say that yes, I see the bears are pushing down from their resistance, but at the same time they are not fully in control. So which means me searching for a trade to go up here at the very same level that interrupted the bears by pushing up and taking out their trend line there on monthly, it's not a bad idea for me to try and take a buy from there. So if you're someone that takes those long-term trades, you'll just take something from here. You can take your chances going to the downside, but you need some nice confirmation there. And let's check what we got on daily. This is where you need to pay attention, right? Let's remove the trend line. We can add another one and say on daily, the last time we had a bullish trend line, we could put it maybe from here, passing it like that. That's your bullish trend line. When you're still bullish, That's your bullish trend line, and this is your support. And we basically moved outside the trend line. Anywhere from there, we can put it all the way to the top. It doesn't really matter. But what you just need to know is that this is the support that we have and is currently holding, and there is your resistance there at the top, which is the one that started all the movement to the downside and reversing the trend or the bullish trend that we had here. Because remember, we were very much bullish, but we somehow pushed down and took out the trend line. You see, so now we are sort of saying the bulls are not really in control because their trend line has been taken out, but they are not taken out completely because their support is holding. The sellers are not fully in control. Yes, they are there because of what, which is the same thing that we will have there on monthly, because the sellers here managed to take out the trend line, but they're still struggling to take out what the support. So they created a new home there, which is the resistance. So basically you are allowed to trade in between the two if you get some confirmation. And when you look at how the price reacted when it came to this support for the first time, it's still the first time because we haven't really left. And if you check here, we did have this bullish pin bar there, which is something like this, and it happens at the support. But if you're failing to break it like that, if you're failing to break to the upside, but rather we see the price creating a low lower than that, then it means this does not exist anymore because of what, it has been invalidated. What the bulls were trying there, the bears invalidated it by moving lower than that. So now it means that these bears, you can see that the mission that they started from the top when they broke the trend line, they are trying to finish it or complete the mission here. But at the same time, this week when it started, today the bulls managed to come back like that, make a comeback, but it's still not enough, because if you look at what the bears did, they reversed what you were trying to do, the pin bar, by doing what? Moving lower than it, forming what you call bearish engulfing. All right, so they formed a bearish engulfing, right? So it means that bearish engulfing, the effect, if you want to reverse that, you need to maybe engulf it to the upside to say that yes, we see the bears form the engulfing, but that engulfing was not enough because it did not break the support. The bulls, if they try and defend their support by engulfing this, they will open more room to say at least we can go there. So now we have got this here, which they're gonna struggle to pass, and this here, they're very close to one another. But if the bulls were gonna be strong enough and just form something like this, we will say that this guy has been taken out, which means the next one would be that one. You would have a very decent space for you to push up there, because remember, I just told you that you are allowed to search for buy trades here and search for sell trades up there. Buy here until there, sell there until here, but you need confirmation for that. So if you just eliminate this pause here, you will open more space for the bulls to go up there. So you can see the bulls are trying to reverse what the bears are trying here, but if they fail, the bears can still take them on and push all the way to the downside towards this. Remember? Yes, so we'll just see how it unfolds there. So let's check what's happening on the H4. There's a lot that's going on in here. We have got this. Let's just put a proper trend line so that we will agree if it has been removed or not. So basically, this is what I teach in my mentorship. I give you all these concepts individually, then we go and apply all of them on a chart. So this is our trend line, which is still holding, and this is our resistance that we've just touched. So basically, our H4 is still bearish. The price is touching a bearish trend line. The price is touching their resistance, which means they can still defend their thing and push to the downside, which is why when the price was here, if you wanted to take this as a trade, because remember, when you're trading, once the price enters a higher time frame, a structure, you know that the higher the time frame, the stronger the structure, the price has got higher chances of respecting that. So once the price dipped into that daily support, and if you got your reason to buy here, you need to understand that you are buying from a daily support. This has to make sense. You are buying from a daily support, but you are using the structures on H4 to enter, right? But now the challenge is that you are at a support, you want to buy, but that H4 is not yet bullish, but you're just leaning towards the fact that you are inside a zone that is higher than this H4. You are inside a daily support. That's why you're searching for a buy trade. So if you happen to get a buy trade here on H4, but yet the H4 is not yet bullish, you're taking a buy trade. It's what you call a short-term trade, which means you are only allowed to take that trade until the structures on that time frame does not yet change the structure, until the opposing structure is hit. Because remember, if it's still bearish, you are basically trying to catch, because when you're bearish, you're doing this. So you're basically trying to catch this to say that I know we are inside the daily support, which means if the price decides to react on that support and give me something like this and I decide to enter, I will say I'm trading this on H4, but the thing that the zone that I'm leaning towards is the fact that we are inside a daily support. So it means when you're taking it from H4, you'll say I'm taking it from H4 zone here, or the H4 structure inside that daily zone, and the H4 next opposing structures are this resistance and this trend line. So it means you're only allowed to trade until they are hit, and then you exit. That's your take profit. Why? Because you cannot be trading on H4 and say you will buy and exit there, but yet the H4 is not yet bullish, so you cannot have such projections. You will only say it's a short-term trade. I will take it until here and I'm out. Should it break, then I will say, you see, now it's bullish, it has opened more space to go to the upside, then you are waiting for this, and then you can have now a deeper or a much bigger take profit. But until all those obstacles are removed, you cannot do that. So for now, I will say, because we are still bearish, the price is very much possible that it can push to the downside, but just monitor how this candlestick yet closes. Because of what? We are inside a daily support. That daily support can still project the price all the way up. But if you are not trading daily, you cannot ignore the structures here on H4. To say that if I'm trading on H4, we are at the resistance, we are at the bearish trend line. So I need to just check, should the price move up, then I can identify something here that I can just try and buy from. But until that happens, it means I can search for sell trades here and push it to the downside. Even when you're doing that, you will maybe exit here and exit there, because remember, the price is still going back to the daily support. That's how you should look at this. Should this close as a bullish pin bar and break it to the upside, maybe that would be the chance for them to push more. But you cannot do anything for now. Your short-term movement on H4, this movement is a short-term one, but it was a very smooth one. It's over. You are at the resistance, you're at the trend line. Wait for these obstacles to be removed, then you can continue buying. So let's do one more time frame, which is our H1. You see, this is what you have on H1. That's why it's very, very important that when you are trading, you need to decide on which time frame you are trading on. So if you knew that the price was inside that daily support, and here on H1 you see the price giving you stuff like this, which is what we call bullish engulfing. That's when you're like, okay, the bulls are coming in and I know they have got a backup from the daily, then I'm gonna take my chances there. Even if you decided to do it like that on H1, you need to remember H1, you need to trace this and say on H1, because H1, when I'm thinking of doing all of that, H1 is bearish. When I'm thinking of doing all of that, it means I'm taking a buy, but you're not yet bullish, which means it's a short-term trade and I can only push it until the next opposing structure is hit. In this case, your resistance is this one here, which is why you are supposed to exit there. It's very important that don't get too excited and see the price moving in your direction. Now you ignore the fact that there's an obstacle nearby. You need to exit there. You see, it touched that resistance and then it dropped, and even when you are dropping, this is the next one, which is the support. There's the resistance, the support. We came back to the support, we have a bullish pin bar, and it's taking off again. But it does not change the fact that whatever that the bulls are trying here, it's a short-term thing. And you know very well that we are touching a weak H4 resistance, we are touching H4 bearish trend line. So if you wanted to continue selling, maybe if the price was to push down, taking out this support, taking out the trend line, you would say that, oh, it seems like the price is reacting from that H4 resistance and that H4 trend line. That's why on H1 it managed to shift the momentum from going up to the downside. Then you identify that zone there, then maybe you hope that it will continue like that. You need to wait for the market to show you where it wants to go, then you join it. So that's what you can expect from this one. Should it break this, should it fail to take out the trend line on H4 and the resistance, but rather you see it going down lower than this support, you need to identify the nearest resistance and try and sell from there. But should it break it, should it close as a pin bar here, the bullish one, and break to the upside, it will have a chance of continuing that direction. So you can see it is at a very sensitive level. So you need to just monitor what happens there. Based on what confirmation you are getting, you will decide whether you want to go up or down. I just showed you what to look for. From here, just monitor those candlesticks, check if the bullish trend line on H1 is taken out, then you can get your trade to the downside. But should it give you the pin bar, it will be more chances for you to hope that this will continue going up. Alright guys, that's all that I wanted to share with you on this one. You need to be able to spot these sensitive areas, decide what's most likely to happen based on how the structure looks like, which is what I teach in my mentorship. So if you're interested, you just let me know. But for now, this is all that I wanted to share with you. Make sure that if you have watched this far and you haven't subscribed, please do so. And otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure that you monitor it and take advantage. Alright, thank you.